Hey there. Welcome to Beyond the Veil of Sleep Happy Hours. It is Friday, June 13th, 2025, right around 6 p.m. In the Central, which is where I'm located. You'll have to do your own translation, but I'm sure that you'll be able to do that very quickly. The a spooky Friday in the summer. Very exciting. Especially so for me because my sort of supernatural horror novel just was released today. So this is the release day. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Maybe we'll read another chapter, and we'll get to that. But bits of housekeeping. If you've got any kind of correspondence, shoot us an email at veilofsleep@gmail.com. Certainly jump in the chat. The chat's where it's at. We'll get suggestions from you there. But please also, we're extremely comfortable with whatever commentary you have, critiques, suggestions, tips. We might not take them, but we certainly enjoy the conversation. The show will be between a hard PG-13 and a hard PG-17, tending towards the latter, no doubt. So if you've got any children in the immediate vicinity that you don't want to get all, like I've said for my book, I guess, that you don't want to get horny, then you should get them out of the room. Nick's here with me tonight. Nick, hey, jump on. What's going on?
Yo,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm super excited for the book launch myself. Already
Yes,
picked up
well,
my copy.
thank you for making that copy. I think the first thing I should do is since Mary Wynn has done absolutely everything from this, I just spent a month. So the book is Lunacy, A Maximalist Nightmare by me, Joran Gargello. You can get it at Amazon, at bookshop.org, and through the miracle of modern fulfillment, I guess you can go to your local bookstore and ask them to order it for you, and you can get it that way. Which, I mean, that just blows my mind. That's a pretty cool thing, I feel like. Um, but yeah, today's the official release day. It is the book that I wrote when I first finally tried out and fully executed National Novel Writing Month back in 2023. So a few of you probably have read it from the Google Doc, but Mary Wynn took it. She edited it. She did everything down to publishing it for us. So it is not necessarily, it is spouse published rather than self-published. But she wanted to go through that experiment, and I thank her for it. And it's out there. It's wild to hold it in my hands and know and have a physical artifact. In addition, one of the other things that she did is she made a launch video for me. So it's got no sound, so I'm just going to keep talking over it. But here
Mhm.
is here's the Lunacy launch video that Mary Wynn put together. Huh? Pretty cool. And that's it. That's what the cover looks like.
That's awesome.
So if you see the cover, that's it. That is indeed the one by me, drawn by our friend Kyle Thiessen. Uh, and we are having a launch party at the Western, which is the new home of CIC, Sunday, June 29th from 4 to 6 p.m. So that
Oh,
will be like a real
dang.
book launch party, soft launch for the bar and restaurant, but that's where it's happening. So pretty exciting. Put it on your calendars. Show up.
Whoa.
I mean, I'll be happy to sign your book no matter what, but I will be especially happy to sign your book then. And
Mhm.
I think the way it's going to line up is that Mary Wynn's going to do a full like sort of treat me like I'm an actual author, uh, reading and
You
interview
are
and
an
all that
actual
kind of
author.
stuff. I know, I just can't believe it. It's like me, say I don't know. It's like me claiming to be an actor or a musician or whatever.
Mhm. Wow.
I feel uncomfortable with it, but I
Mhm.
still love doing it, so I'm just going to keep doing it. So I think maybe while we buy a little bit of time for people to drum up some suggestions for us, maybe I'll go ahead and read a chapter of the book first. So
A
in the
quick
meantime, Yeah.
Quick question before we get there. I was just
Yeah.
wondering, the cover is super sick. Also, do
Oh
we
yeah,
know
yeah.
the artist? Can we?
Yes. That is the artist is our friend. Let's see. It's going to reverse this, right? But it's our friend Kyle Thiessen, who is he's sort of like there are a pair of couples who are both friends, um, and he's the he's like the me version of that couple, where Mary Wynn and her friend Eden have are writing a book together and have known each other for a long time and are both writers. And he's sort of
Whoa.
the alternative creative, paired with Eden, just like I'm the alternative creative paired with Mary Wynn. So he was nice enough with Mary Wynn's art direction, put together the cover,
It's so
put
good.
together the
Yeah.
cover for the book. Yeah, pretty good. I agree. I'm like, oh, this is really nice. Everybody else's efforts really came together. Um, but yeah, any other questions? I mean, you're here as the avatar of anybody that would have questions, and I probably have told you. Um,
Mm,
but anything already, but maybe I haven't said it not
yeah.
in a personal conversation between you and me.
Well, I think it's tough because I was one of the lucky few who wormed my way into the
I
Google
would
Docs
say
invite.
you
So,
were you were you were in the few that took up my rampant invitation to please read it.
mhm.
So I think that I would reverse who took advantage of who there and say that
Well, yeah,
you were
okay.
nice enough to read it early.
I had a great time. It was lovely to kind of group read and like throw just little comments in for people to discover. Um, and then you also pulled me in with this into NaNoWriMoing this
Yeah,
past
it's
year.
pretty great, right? Are
So
you have you finished your book yet?
nope, still
Yeah, but you made it over
yeah,
50,000 words, so that's the
right.
real, so you could
Yeah.
in theory pick up this year with the same book and then just
Yes.
try and make it 120,000 pages long.
I think that's what it would take to finish this thing out.
Wow. It's so
um, but I learned a lot with that first one. I'm
mhm.
sure you learned a lot with this first one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I think I did. Although I don't know if I did as good a job with the second one that I did. But we'll see. You know, if there's
the
enough
sophomore
interest,
slump. Hmm.
yeah, it's possible. I mean, I'm pretty happy with some of the twists and turns in it, but since I went full fantasy for the next one, it's
Hmm.
I understand it might be even more impalatable. Um, but we'll
I think
see.
I haven't read all of it, but of the portions I've read, it's very like Conan of Samaria, very like Discworld esque in some ways. So if
Oh
people like
yeah,
those, I think it's worth a read. I
I was
haven't
going
finished,
Robert
but
Howard,
oh yeah,
as hard
yeah,
as I could. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
of course that's true. If anybody actually wants to read the Legend of the Rainbow Blades, my second book through this project, just let me know, and I'll add you to the Google Doc. That not any kind of problem. Um, but uh, but I figure, yeah. So
yeah. Hmm.
if folks want to start, oh, it looks like we got some. So it looks like we got a couple suggestions going on, but feel free to throw them in there. We'll get to it. And in the meantime, since it is the book release day for the novel, I'm going to go ahead and read another chapter. Not the first chapter like I have been doing. Everybody knows about the werewolf circle jerk at this point. So I think that the one that I picked here is gives a sense of the kind of things that can happen inside here, inside the novel, but also it doesn't have anything that like is pivotally spoiling. Um, I think so. I think the kind of the worthwhile setup is um, in the very beginning, first chapter. Five werewolves engage in a circle jerk that releases that's sort of ritualistic and releases an evil supernatural entity from its prison inside the moon. And then a bunch of weird stuff starts happening because the sort of subconscious influence of the moon has been released to terrorize the world, and things start to get a little squishy on the edges of reality. Among those things, at some point in time, a superhero shows up who's called the Ankh, who's basically like who's like a mummy, but with a big Ankh on his chest, on their chest, and like a hood and cape, and the little Superman Batman briefs and superhero boots. So the Ankh is running around. There are these creatures that have started to show up that are sort of cheese people that are all running around causing mayhem called Corbins, and has been an advertisement for the Real Buddies mobile store earlier on. So that is a mobile telephone brand. And so here we go. So this is chapter 42. I'll just read the first section of it, just a couple of pages. The familiar yellow and green of the Real Buddies mobile logo shone down from the roof of the store onto the sidewalk outside, adding a little bit of color into the streetlight night. Inside, a couple revisited the conversation that had brought them into the store, seeing as how the clerk helping them had gone to grab a couple of phones and a tablet for doing all the paperwork. I think this is a really good idea. I just don't want to go through what we went through because of our phones. It's silly. And what, we were fighting for days over it, and it was just our phones, one of the pair said to the other. And I saw on the internet that one of the reasons that can happen is people being on two different networks. And the internet also says that this place is one of the best places to go if you're switching from another provider. And we both are. The other partner shrugged, not one to try to debate the internet, as behind the two, a pack of nude, smooth, featureless interlopers sped out of the night towards the front windows of the store. The first Corbin bounced off the glass of the window and rebounded back down onto the sidewalk, spinning on its knees from the force. The resounding thunk of the impact was enough to draw the attention of the employees and customers milling about the Real Buddies mobile store, however, and they were already screaming by the time the second Corbin shattered the glass of the window and stormed inside, rivulets of milky fluid streaming from the numerous cuts and gashes across its otherwise unblemished frame. More Corbins followed, bursting through glass or following the paths cleared by others in the pack. A dozen rampaged into the store, a sick mirror to the number of humans gathered there. One Corbin stumbled into a man in a plaid button-up who had, moments earlier, been perusing tablets at the front of the store. The Corbin hooked the man's lower jaw and ripped it off like tearing a tag from a pillow. The man fell to his knees, tongue lolling, and then toppled all the way over. A smaller statured individual got picked up by the neck and ankles and whirled broadside, the attacking Corbin using the person as a battering ram to demolish spinner racks of phone cases. An employee stood in the center of the aisle of the store in a yellow polo shirt, hands on each side of their head, and let out a scream of abject terror. Ah! It was interrupted by the sound of shattering glass, the penultimate remaining window of the storefront splintering to pieces as the Ankh swung through it in a breathtaking aerial display. The costumed hero landed on a table of demo paraphernalia in a crouch. Then, one knee bent, the Ankh traced a large circle with her outstretched foot as they swiveled to survey the full advantage of the store. Everything slowed for that moment. Then the room sprang back into brutal action. The Ankh kicked a combination color copier fax machine, the last model available from its manufacturer, and the last model offered by the store. In fact, the last single unit available in the city. From the table, and it connected with the head of a Corbin throttling an employee, the featureless bulb immediately bursting like a pale yellow grape full of milk. Gia! Cried the Ankh, leaping from the table and scissor kicking Corbin left and right. Goo! Gurn! Gashab! The Ankh bellowed, felling a monster on each shout. The Corbin, at first a pell-mell of random violence against the denizens of the Real Buddies mobile store, began to scramble as one in an attempt to flee the store and their lethal hunter. The Ankh brought down the two Corbin that tried to rush past either side of them, caving the torso of one with their foot while using both hands to propel the head of the other into the lip of a nearby table, its grotesque, creamy filling erupting in a plume from the top of its skull. Balanced on one leg, the Ankh pivoted to face the fiendish menaces as they raced away into the night. Retrieving two silver spikes from the belt, the Ankh pitched them both unerringly, cape flaring behind them, and dropped another pair of Corbin on the sidewalk outside the store. Arfia! The Ankh howled as the spikes found their mark. The Ankh took one final scan of the store and then sprang forward, slamming through the last remaining store window in a glittering cascade of glass splinters, spinning around one of the emptied window frame supports and parkouring it against it upward to the store's sign, pulling themselves up and out as if onto a giant neon pommel horse, and then disappearing once more into the night. Hoop! Jia! The sound floated down from the top of the store as the Ankh vanished. The people left standing in the store whimpered and wept in the aftermath as those uninjured and not plunged into an abyss of abject shock glanced around, bewildered. The man lay on his back at the front of the store, his eyes wide open and bugged out, without the lower half of his face. He gave an impression that he was sporting a giant open smile, like he was overwhelmed with appreciation at the demonstration of superheroism that had just transpired. So there you go. There's another little taste.
Love it. Love it. I know
Yeah,
I've
huh?
said it before, but the onomatopoeias alone for the Ankh are just
Yeah. Well, I'm
beautiful.
trying to, I'm trying to have them pop off the page like it's a comic book. So I definitely was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna make a bunch of stupid yelling sounds for absolutely everything he does is going to be a massive stupid yelling sound. So I'm glad that that read. That's pretty
I
good.
I love it so much. Yeah, it's a task to try and make prose read like a cell on a page, but it I truly the quantity and quality of, of the yelled just shouts and grunts are so good.
Well, that's hopefully it's probably aided by my improv where I'm sitting there with my lips moving as I'm writing, just imagining
Yeah.
into it. Um,
Yeah.
so so good. Yep, there's a lot of good biz here in the chat. Okay, so but hey, let's do a scene, right? That's what we're all really here for. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Cool. It looks like oh, thank you, Kennedy. I appreciate it. It is an awesome cover. But Kennedy threw a suggestion at us of cat sitting. Um, so yeah, why do we do that, huh?
Sounds good.
Well, I think it's all going to be pretty straightforward.
Uh-huh.
Um, you know, uh,
Uh-huh. Wow.
you can let them graze. You don't have to do a specific sort of like they're not going to go pig out style,
Okay. Okay.
and so that hopefully that will make it easier. You know, where
Yeah.
you just show up
Yeah,
one
yeah.
time a day, fill the bowl, should be fine.
Okay.
Make
That
sure
one bowl
that
will take care of all of them. That one bowl will get all of these, all of them.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just
Okay.
the one bowl for all of them.
Okay. All
It's
right.
wild.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Uh,
Cats are so unbelievably
uh,
low maintenance. They're
yeah.
unbelievably low maintenance.
Yeah.
I it's I can live the life that I want. I just, if I'm going away for a weekend, I just should
Uh-huh.
make sure that, somebody comes by to check out.
Right. Right.
Check
Right.
that they're okay, that nobody's gonna,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, sorry. I read a few cats and I was picturing a few cats. You know what you
well, I
see what I'm
mean,
saying? Um,
yeah,
and I'm sort of having to
I guess I
wade
should have been
through.
more ambiguous. Yeah, a few means
Yeah,
three, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
something
so
like that.
I guess
Something like that.
I misrepresented that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't want to make you
Um,
feel like, oh, okay, you're
oh no,
what it's
yeah,
a you're coming to like a kitten mill or something. Because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not. It's not the deal
No, 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 no,
here,
no, 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 no.
you
I
know?
felt the love coming in here. I
Yeah.
felt it. You love
Yeah,
all
these are
the
all my
every one of
pets.
them. Yeah,
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 these are all my
yeah.
pets. And
I
so it's less than two digits of them, I think.
is it?
Well,
It's hard to count them all, but is it?
yeah, it's different because I can't do like if I start running through in my head, I forget,
Uh, it's
if I
hard.
see
Yeah,
them, I can say like, oh, okay, sure, yeah,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
Benji,
yeah.
Samantha, Tristram,
Uh-huh,
and so on.
uh-huh.
And so it's like
Yeah.
I could name them all, but I'd need it, but
Uh,
out of sight, out of mind. So
right.
it
Yeah.
could
No.
be,
Yeah.
I could be
It's hard to
teetering on,
cold recall.
yeah,
Yeah.
could be teetering on like a baker's dozen, maybe.
Okay. All
Or
right.
more. I don't
Okay.
know.
No,
If I see one that feels like it needs a good home,
yeah.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
No, it doesn't matter to me. Hey, um,
And the other
you know.
thing, hey, don't worry
Uh,
about it. The other thing that you do not have to do, you do not have to scoop poop. I'll just deal with that when I get
okay.
home, you
Okay.
know?
Okay. Really?
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna
It's
let a
fine.
full weekend's worth of
Yeah, I mean, I let it go sometimes. They don't
Okay.
complain. They always go in the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, they'll hit the
Ooh.
box, they'll do what they need to do,
You're lucky.
and then I'll come
Mine,
home and I'll just
mine,
dump it all.
mine is prim and proper. If it's not taken care of, she is not going in there. Is all I'm saying. You're lucky. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think maybe they all look around and they say, "Hey, we're a society here. What are we doing?"
Right.
You know,
Yeah. They all
Nobody's
have
gonna
to.
stand up and be like,
Mhm.
"Hey, I'm gonna," whatever your
Ah.
cat does if you don't,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. My cat will look me dead in the eyes,
Mhm.
stand dead center of my pillow, and take a dump. You
Oh,
know what I'm
wow,
saying? Yeah. Yeah.
wow,
So it's like
wow.
it's like who owns who? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your cat
So,
owns you. That
yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Feels like it. Feels like it
The thing
for
is,
sure.
if that's a regular behavior, you have to make it extremely unpleasant for the cat
Yeah.
as
I've
it's
tried.
as it's as it's
Uh-huh.
releasing.
I've
You know,
tried. I've had professionals come in. I
really?
consider myself good, but I've had
Yeah.
the greats come in,
Oh,
and
sure. You're
they
a sitter, not a trainer, so it's a
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm
skill set
connecting with
entirely.
them on a different level for sure.
Yeah,
I'm definitely a functionary to them.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
exactly. Like
yeah. Mhm.
I wouldn't go to I wouldn't go to like like a hotel and be like, hey, teach me
Yeah,
etiquette, right?
yeah,
They'd be like, no, I'm just here to let
yes,
you sleep here.
exactly, exactly. But here's a secret: every cat sitter wants to be a trainer. I want to take that
Really,
leap. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
really, wow,
yeah.
huh?
I
Well,
just,
if you want to try some stuff out with these guys, go ahead. There's a billion
cool.
of them. I mean,
Really,
so yeah,
really,
there's just like some
okay.
of them are standoffish, some of them are friendly. You just
Uh
kind of have to
huh.
feel free to suss out which one is pliable. Um, I,
I would
I'm gonna
love
guess that it's
to.
gonna be Marcus. Marcus is a very like
Marcus.
you know
Marcus.
yes no up yeah the
Uh,
one in the tree above
oh,
him
oh, okay.
yeah
Hey, buddy. Hey.
yeah
Okay. All right.
yeah
I'll
yeah
try it. I'll try something.
yeah
Wow.
because Marcus is Marcus is he's friendly and he'll bend to your will
Okay.
but he's not completely inert
Mm,
so
mm-hmm.
like if you for example you might like okay you might look at Toby and say like oh
Okay.
this cat
Toby.
will let me do anything they'll
Toby.
yeah the little chunky puddle
The
you
one who
know
hasn't moved the whole time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Okay.
just
Okay.
been laying on his back. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So like you might be like, oh, he'll let me do anything to him, and he will. He loves
Mm,
it. He just
mm,
loves human attention and generally
mm-hmm.
not moving, or like being bothered to do things. But that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing is if you're training them, then you want to have an animal that has some motivation other than like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like passive pleasure.
Yes.
And Toby's all passive pleasure.
Uh,
But Marcus
him
is
and I
like, oh,
both.
if you must do this, I will comply, but also I do have wants. I'm
A
going to be a little
good middle
active.
ground. Good
Mhm.
middle ground. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
everyone
Yeah.
different personality.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't I know it? Yeah. Every cat I've met is a little bit different, you know.
Yeah. Well, your
But
sounds like the worst.
oh, worst I've seen. That's for sure. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
She
Seems like the worst cat.
she sort of catfished me too. I went into the shelter. I sat down in the middle. I said, my cat'll choose me. And she did.
Oh,
And she came in with, hugs and affection and purring and everything. And as soon as we walked through that door, oh boy,
yeah.
my
No,
life
that sounds like
changed.
a film, almost like a film noir level,
Yeah.
you know, seduction switcheroo. You should be,
Yeah.
you should be watching out because who knows?
Yeah.
There might be
Yeah.
somebody outside your house ready to, like, wearing black gloves, ready to strangle you down and take your
Ugh.
house, or
Weird
your
weird
riches or
things
whatever,
weird things have been happening ever since I got her.
See?
Windows opened, like shades blowing in the breeze when I come in. And I'm like, I swear I closed those. And yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you
But
generally
I
don't
love
want
her
an
though.
open window with a, well, all right. There's
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, yes, there's what
What
can
can
you
I
do about
say?
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When love's grabbed you, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, it sounds like you should go see like a therapist, like a human
A
feline
couple's.
couples counselor. They've
Oh,
got those, right?
I'm sure they're out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, because
yeah.
there's that guy for dogs, right?
Right.
Caesar
Yes.
Galaxy, is that his?
It sounds right
Yeah.
to me.
I mean, it sounds right on many levels, but like it
Yeah.
seems like they would have to. 'Cause cats, at least as
Hmm.
popular as dogs, easier to keep than a
Hmm.
dog.
Yeah.
Dog's so
Hmm.
demanding.
I know.
I
Yeah.
mean, it
Yeah.
sounds like
Yeah.
your cat is yours is so demanding. You're
Yeah.
getting the worst of both worlds.
Yeah. But I love her though, like I
Yeah, yeah,
understand intellectually that my life has become a living hell
yeah,
and that
yeah,
I pick up jobs like this to escape that. I get that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
But when I return home, my heart does a little flutter, when I see her
Mm.
kind of run in, jump at my face, claws extended. I, ooh.
Well, it
Yeah.
occurs to me.
Uh-huh.
Geez, okay. So
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
I'm
Yeah, we should walk
I'm
through what
I'm
else.
flying
Yeah.
out this
Uh-huh.
afternoon,
Uh-huh.
I'll be back Sunday night. So here's my concern is that
Uh-huh.
if your cat or your cat's accomplice murders you tonight,
What?
then then that's two whole
Oh,
days, and what are we doing here? It would be fine if your cat
okay.
or your cat's accomplice murdered you
Uh-huh.
tomorrow night, because then that would just be a day, and I would be back.
Okay.
Even
Okay.
if you hadn't come on a Saturday, maybe
Okay.
come
It'd be
early on.
fine.
Yeah.
It'd be fine to you if that happened.
Well, it's just not my business. It's like
Right, 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 right.
you
Yeah, we
yeah, you've
just met.
yeah,
It's hard to be that invested. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you've already committed to the I'm like,
Okay.
you clearly know that you've got stuff
Yeah.
going on. I say it
Uh-huh.
out loud. You just say, yeah, my life's a living hell, and all this weird stuff's happening in my house, but I love her. And and I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
I
I'm not
hear
gonna,
you.
I'm
I'm
not gonna be
hearing
the
it.
one. Yeah. I'm not gonna be the
Yeah.
one that changes your mind. Right.
Right.
So with
Yeah.
that being the case, if you're gonna do what you're gonna
Hmm.
do,
Hmm.
then and it's not that I don't care, but I have no control, right? So then I have to start
Mm.
thinking about what I have control over, which is the
Me.
arrangement that I'm trying to get from you this weekend,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
now I don't want it to happen, but you've already
Yeah.
been through like the madness portion of like, did I close? And so they tried to
Yeah.
drive you crazy already. So the murder's soon.
You think it's soon?
If that's
Oh
what's
no.
going on, if that's what's going on, it seems like that would be soon. So
Okay.
all I'm saying, so then I'm just trying to do the math of like,
Uh,
hey, as long as they're
okay.
fed once, even in the morning tomorrow,
Okay.
then
Okay.
everything from my, in the things
You're
that I can
covered.
control is
You're
cool.
you're covered.
Yeah.
Okay. I
But if
want to make
like,
that happen for you. I
yeah,
want to make that happen for you.
well, here's what I'm
Uh,
gonna say is
uh-huh.
it's it's too late for me to get anybody else.
Uh-huh.
And this whole thing is important enough to me um, that I'm willing to pay a little. I'm willing to put a little bit extra. So,
Oh, oh, okay.
so
Okay.
here's what I'm gonna say: is
Uh-huh.
let me call at the little motel that's around the corner. I think
Uh-huh.
it's a little gross, but
I know the one.
I won't put
Mm-hmm.
my parents there, but I would, as a joke, put a friend
That,
there.
yeah,
So,
that's yeah.
um, so
Can
if you're okay
I
with
hear
that,
what I hear what you're saying,
yeah,
and I will go and I will try to
yeah,
stay there.
we'll just have you stay there tonight.
I'll
You
try to
know,
stay there.
stay there tonight. Come back over here, do the feeding in the morning,
I
and
know
then
I'm gonna
whatever
go
happens,
home.
happens.
I know I'm
Well,
gonna go home. I know I'm
tonight?
gonna go
No,
home.
you
Yes,
can't go home
I'm gonna
tonight.
try. I'm gonna try to stay.
No, you can't
But
do that.
I'm gonna be tossing and
Stay.
turning all night,
Well,
like
what do you
trying like
need? What
I,
would keep you there?
I here's the best I can promise to
Let's get you a
you.
big pizza, and then you eat the whole thing,
Oh,
and then you get
oh,
logy, and you
I'll
get
pass
sleepy,
out on the
and you
couch.
pass
Yeah.
out. I'll get
Yeah.
you a big pizza
Okay.
and
All right.
a middle shelf whiskey or
Okay.
equivalent of your choice. You eat the
Okay.
whole pizza, you drink all the whiskey
Hmm. Hmm.
at I think it's called Lover's Lament Motor Inn.
Hmm.
You do
Hmm.
that, and then you
I'll
wake up in the
be
morning. You
wandering
come.
blackout drunk back home. That's what'll
No,
happen.
no, you
That's
can't.
what'll
Oh,
happen. I'm just telling you
jeez.
what's gonna happen. All I can promise you is if I'm mortally wounded, it's the
Mm,
noir movie where I'm stumbling through the streets. This will be my first location, and then the cops or the
sure.
hospital. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll come here.
I don't think I want all my people here to
The
see
sun
like
will
that.
crest behind me as I'm expiring, and I'll pour the bowl full of kibble, and I'll expire after that. That's the best I can promise because
Yeah,
I'm
but then
telling
if you
you,
die here, you know
yeah.
how much with the old thing of like
Mm,
the old saying that where cats eat people's eyes because it's soft tissue, and then my
yeah.
cats have a taste for eyes, so
Oh no,
you
yeah.
know I can't do that either.
Ugh,
Ah,
okay.
jeez. Well,
Dang.
we're in a pickle.
We're
So
in a,
here's
I,
you know what,
yeah.
they can survive 2 days.
You think so?
Well, I'll put an extra bowl out. They're very
Okay.
disciplined. They won't eat all of it. So what I'll do
Hmm.
when I leave, I'll fill 2 bowls.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And
Uh,
then if your cat and their accomplice kills you tonight, then
uh-huh.
they'll be fine. They'll be a little grumpy with me, but they'll be fine on Sunday.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then, you know, if
But
you
if
make it through
not,
tonight, then
uh-huh.
fill both bowls. That's fine. Fill both
Okay.
bowls when you come over
Hmm.
tomorrow. And then if you make it through the night again, then you know you can then you know I'll
Okay.
be home that night.
All
So if you've
right.
been on a morning cycle, then come and do it in the morning. But other
Okay.
than that,
Okay. All right.
fine. You're fine. I would
If I'm
say
mortally wounded,
do not come here.
don't come here.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Good.
That's
Just
the
making
I
sure.
think that's the
Okay.
I want to
All
get
right.
that since that entered into the conversation as a possible like thing. I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, hey, our consider our arrangement terminated
Uh-huh.
when you are, or
Okay. Or on the road
when
to
you're
be. Yeah.
yeah
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
when you've
Okay.
entered the gateway where
Okay.
termination is an ongoing
Hmm.
condition. You know.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. I think I got it. I think
Okay, great. Well, here's the
thanks.
keys.
Yeah.
Yep,
Ah, thank you. Yeah,
yep,
awesome.
yep.
Have a great trip.
Yep. I will. I'll have a
uh
blast. I'm
yeah.
sure.
Hey,
And hey, good luck this weekend. I sincerely hope that your cat doesn't kill you
thank
or their
you.
accomplice.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Ooh,
you got to
yeah.
get out of there,
Yeah.
but if you love them, you love them,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you see that silhouette across the street? I think he followed me here.
Uh,
I'm just making sure
hmm.
you see him too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I see a little cat-shaped silhouette.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Have a good one.
You did.
Bye.
All right, great. I like how noir that got. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really took a turn.
yeah. I mean, I drew on a lot of the things that I've told cat sitters when we had our boys. So I was easily in the pocket for that. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, what do you think? We should let's do one more and then
Yeah.
and call it an evening.
Sounds
Um,
good to me.
all right, great. Okay, here we go. Just in the nick of time. We got we got a we got the suggestion of Stilt Walker. How did
Don't
it
act
look?
hurt. Huh?
What what do you mean don't act hurt?
Don't act hurt.
I
Don't act
am
like you're not going out there today. That's all I'm saying.
I am hurt, you know,
Yeah.
emotionally. I'm emotionally
Oh,
hurt.
okay. Come on. Come on,
I'm
Ted.
just saying. I'm just saying, okay, that
What happened this time?
well, I was coming back to get into my gear
Uh huh.
for the show,
Uh huh.
and I overheard those goddamn clowns making fun of me.
That's their
Okay.
job, Ted. That's their job to do that. They make
Well,
fun of people.
no, they make, you know what? They do hijinks and yes, they
Mm-hmm.
tease, but
Uh
in the
huh.
context, but in the show, you know? And
Yeah.
no one in an audience has ever heard what any of their voices sound like. You know? They're just
Okay.
out there
Okay.
doing their thing and going, you know, and it's like
Yeah.
all facial expression stuff.
Uh huh.
If they heard their, you know, if they
Okay.
if one of those guys walked up to one of our paying customers and said the kind of things that I heard them say about me
Uh
to
huh.
a paying customer with the voice that they have,
Okay.
it
The
would be
the
bad. It would
it
go
would be
bad.
bad. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah. So the
customer would
vocal
leave.
element upset you. The vocalized element upset you.
Well, it's
I'm
just,
hearing that.
it's not a show. It's a real it's a real attack on my
It,
character,
yeah.
and
Uh huh.
it's that, and that's the
What'd
they
they
meant
say?
it.
What'd they say? Was it something that hit too close to home? Was it
Yes.
something of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Was
You
it
want to
about
know?
that weird shuffle you do when you're like walking? You're nervous and you're walking. Was it about that?
No, it wasn't about my shuffle. Okay,
What?
the shuffle's
What?
part of the act. People love the fact that I look a little bit nervous on stilts. Look at this
Yeah.
giant person looking
Uh
nervous on
huh.
stilts.
Yeah, but
No,
it comes off the stage with you, just like their roast act comes off the stage.
yeah,
Your little
well,
shuffle comes off the stage.
no, they it was a real gang up thing. They were
Oh.
like it was a real like I just I stopped
Okay.
at the corner when I heard my name.
Uh
And then
huh.
they were all like started tag teaming on me, like, oh yeah, that guy. Ew, oh, I hate how he does this and that, and oh, he's such
Okay.
an ugly person, and what. And
Oh.
then
Ooh.
it just yeah, they don't like how my food smells. They don't like how I eat it. They think I'm
mm.
a bad conversationalist.
Oh.
They
Mm.
think that they think that here's they think that my hands are too small.
Ooh.
That it's yeah that it's like
Yeah.
very that they think oh maybe it should be funny, but actually that additional off proportionness is deeply unsettling. So they
Yeah.
challenge my craft,
Mm.
um,
Mm.
you know, and
Okay.
they won't let it go. They won't let when my dick fell out. You
Oh
know,
yeah, I
they,
was worried that was going to be the
yeah.
thing.
Well, they won't
Yeah,
let it
yeah.
go. They got onto that because I felt like it felt like they were
Can you
skirting
blame
around
them?
it.
Can you blame them, Ted? Can
I
you
can't
blame
blame
them?
them.
It was a
I didn't
crazy
do it on
moment.
purpose.
It was a crazy moment. A
Well,
lot of
it was a
crazy
crazy moment.
stuff happens at the circus, and
Yeah.
you managed to top it all. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. And the number of flash photography, the amount of flash photography that
Yeah.
went off, and then I
Yeah.
fall over, it's
Yeah.
like it was
It
brutal.
it
Can't we
was.
just put it behind where where are the sympathies? Is
Can we
just that I'm
put
saying
a
is
20 million view YouTube video behind us? Is that what you're asking me?
yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I can talk to the Is that what you want? Is that
I
what you
mean,
want before you go out there? You asked
there's
how
no
they look
reason
out
that
there.
anybody would know that it's me except these guys keep talking about it. I
Okay, they're
changed
the
the
reason.
outfit. The video
Uh-huh.
has my face and my
Hmm.
genital blurkled. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there's no, it's only these guys keeping it
Ted.
in the
Ted.
zeitgeist that is
Hmm.
causing it to be a continued hurt.
Somebody,
And they're
hey,
not very
hey,
kind about
buddy.
their assessment, you
Somebody
know?
used AI to unblurkle that video.
No way.
Did you not see that? I thought you saw it already. I would have brought it up, but somebody
No.
unblurkled it. There's an AI that unblurkles things, and your video got unblurkled. They've
That's
seen both your
ridiculous.
face and your
Well, you
penis.
can't have that
Ted.
out there. That's obscene.
It's not on YouTube, but it's on other websites. I thought you knew. This is
Who's
news to
going to
you.
other websites? Who's
Oh my
going to
god.
other? It's that's just freaks. It is news to me
Yeah.
because I'm not a freak.
Okay. All right.
I'm a stilt walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Save
I
the
won't
freaks for the
argue.
freak house.
Yeah. Well,
You
my
know,
business is freaks. So I appreciate
your
people like,
business is this whole thing.
yes. Yeah.
Freaks are just a fragment
That's
of your
my,
business.
yes. Yes. And we love them. We love them. And if
Well,
you
I
were a
think
freak,
they're
we would
freaky.
love you. Okay. Don't, don't
I don't.
disparage the freaks.
I'm not disparaging.
Okay.
I'm just saying not my cup of tea. I don't love the freaks.
Okay. Some of them are mean. Some of them have
Yeah,
weird social points of
they're
view.
unsavory characters.
Yeah.
But
But
hey, that's as far as I'm gonna go.
okay,
Right?
stop there, please. Thank
I'm
you.
am I am. I'm
Okay.
gonna have more decorum than these fucking clowns. You know,
Okay.
I'm
All
not gonna
right.
get all personal with about the
Yeah.
freaks.
Okay.
The
All
freaks are the
right.
freaks. They're living their life. Not my
I'll
cup of tea, but I welcome them to live their life.
if you stop talking about the freaks, I will
Absent
talk to the
criticism.
clowns. I will talk to the clowns for you.
Yeah.
You're on in 5, okay? They are
Okay.
this is a crowd that's hungry for a stilt walker. And I
I
can't
love those
tell if they've
crowds.
seen the blurred video or the unblurred video. It
Well,
seems like they're just
it would have to be a pack of friggin' perverts if they've
it
seen the
could be.
unblurkled. Well, then, I mean, oh, do you know what? I'm still going to do the
Mhm.
professional show that I do. Uh,
Right. That's
even
all
if
I'm
it's,
asking.
even if it's for a tent full of perverts, I'm not going to
Yeah.
get perverted. I'm not going to
Good.
be more
Hmm.
perverted for them. That's not how I'm going to
Good.
do it. It's not how I do
Okay.
it.
Yes. I'm not
Okay.
I don't want that. In fact, I want a nice clean stilts show where if
Yeah.
your dick does happen to come out, I
It's
won't
not.
be that upset.
It's not going to. Oh, see,
Okay.
yeah, this is
I
why
won't
you're a
be that
freak
upset
guy.
about it.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Okay. I'm just saying you're inching closer to freak status. And if you go all the way,
No,
hey, more
I'm
is the
not.
power to
I'm
you,
not a
buddy.
freak. I'm a stilt
Okay.
walker.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going
Right.
to inch any
Yes.
closer. It was an accident. Okay.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I mean,
Okay. All right.
what you couldn't hear, and I'll just tell this to you, even though
Okay.
you're concerning me, is that
Uh-huh.
I farted, and when I farted, it made my penis fall out of my stilt walker
What?
pants,
What?
and you can't hear
What?
that, but there's a good reason. Okay.
Is that a good reason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I farted and my
Okay.
penis fell out while I was walking stilt. So
Yeah.
and now I've got to
Okay.
live with these.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I need to get focused. I
Yes.
need to
Get
get focused. I
focused.
need to get non-emotional.
Yeah. 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 That new belt I got you is working for you. Is that good?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I also taped
It's.
myself to myself.
Oh,
So
jeez. You're
yeah.
taped up.
Yeah. I'm not gonna have this happen again. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
going
All
full
right.
Princess Leia here. Okay. So I'm taped down.
Got it.
If anything,
Great.
if I fart and my pants blow open on the front, I'll
Uh-huh.
look like I have no dick. You know?
Okay. Hey,
Take a
works for
video of
me.
that.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay,
No
great.
problem here.
All right.
No.
Oh, great, great, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so distasteful.
Yeah.
So distasteful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
All
Well,
right.
yeah, you're on in 2 now. I'll
Thank you,
go talk to
too.
the clowns.
Well, don't ruin their show. Just talk to them after the show
Yeah.
if they're getting
Okay.
out there. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Great.
yeah. Okay. Great.
All right. Love it. If I'm always happy to scrape the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
man. Um,
I haven't
awesome.
been to a circus in a long time, so I just like all the cultural momentum against them has like influenced the way I see them
Mhm.
and picture them. So,
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, uh, like Mary Wynn traveled with European circuses
oh,
for an anthropological um, study, you know. So
mhm.
we're a big
Yeah, I
circus
didn't know
house.
that. That's
But
awesome.
for me, I'm like, yeah, I mostly remember going to the circus as a kid and then wanting to buy a sword, you know.
Oh, yeah.
My big thing was
Yeah.
less about what was going on with what was going on in the circus and more about the cheap plastic sword that I could buy.
Ye-
So,
Definitely.
you know, but now we have medieval times for things like that. So, you know,
Yeah, and the Ren Fair is big.
oh yeah.
It's taken like every ounce of self-control to not come home with a big metal sword from the Renaissance Fair year after year,
Well,
just
you know,
like white-knuckled grip on my willpower.
all I can say is like maybe treat yourself, you know, next time.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
You're loosening my grip.
yeah.
Finger
Just
my finger.
think of how many fun pictures you could take if you had a sword of your own. You know,
Yeah. Hmm.
just it's. I mean, probably can't fly with it, but you could drive it around. So that would be pretty fun.
To various locale to
Yeah.
pose with it.
I mean, sounds like a pretty great series of photographs. Um,
Definitely.
all right, but
Yeah.
we're coming up on 7, so so we should get on out of here. Irvin,
Yeah.
sorry, we'll
Sounds
get your
good.
suggestion next time. Thanks for throwing that in
I
there.
think he was commenting on my
Oh, he was
wall of
just
hats.
commenting on your wall of hats.
Just
Not
giving
a
me shit.
suggestion, not a problem that we didn't get to it. Cool. Yeah, if you're so interested, buy my book, Lunacy by Jordan Gargello.
It's so
Um,
good.
come and see come to the soft launch of the Western and the book event party in on the 29th to three Sundays from now. And other than that, hopefully everybody has a good evening. I'm gonna
Mhm.
go and try and play a show right now, so we'll see what goes on with my voice for that. Hopefully
Good
by
luck.
next week, I will be less of a craggy, voiceless individual. But I'm certainly not taking care of myself, so we'll just see how it goes. Nick, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And oh yeah, my always my absolute pleasure. Yo.